Goku for the 1, and I'm back this time to do another Star Wars video. This time I will be talking about who Rey's mother could theoretically be. This will have spoilers throughout, so if you don't want to know, if you haven't seen Force Awakens, or if you don't want to know anything, you might not want to watch this video. I don't have a definitive answer, but I've heard a couple of theories, but I'm going to give my opinion on a couple of them. So let's get into the video as proper. So there's going to be a lot of things in here. I'm going to try to condense this as quickly as I can, but let's start out with the primary one. The biggest one I've heard around a lot is that Captain Phasma is Rey's mother. Now, at first, I said this before the movie came out, that this was a possibility, but because of the age of the actress and the actress of Daisy Ridley, I thought this was unlikely. But then doing a little bit of math, it actually makes a little bit more sense. The two are about 14 years apart in real life, but Daisy Ridley's character Rey is actually 4 years younger than her actual age. She's 19, not 23, as the actress actually is. So, and if Captain Phasma is older than the actress is, then this becomes more likely. It would still be Luke being with somebody somewhat young, but this theory does hold some weight, especially because it would be interesting if they go the route of a reverse Mara Jade, where she was part of the Jedi Academy. She was an ally to Luke, and then slowly she ended up deciding to turn against Luke, and she ended up becoming the First Order after that. So she was not a bad person at first, and she becomes a bad person. So that's absolutely got some merit. I think that's interesting, and I don't want her to be Mara Jade. If they do Mara Jade, I want Mara Jade to be done proper. But I'm gonna get into that in a minute here. But that's basically that theory in a nutshell. It's possible. It's not the most likely one, I think, but I do think it has some merit. I do think there is something there, and I do think it would be interesting, and it would give Captain Phasma a much bigger thing. And if Captain Phasma was the one that dropped Rey off, that does kind of put into why would Luke put her on that planet. But I do think Luke did put her on that planet, and as I've said before, I do think Luke is the father. So there absolutely is that. The next one is something that I've not heard anybody say, and it's now obviously I'm a big proponent of Luke is the father. I think that is all but certain. But a lot of people want Obi-Wan Kenobi to be the grandfather, and I say, why can't both be true? And then people say, wait, they can't be both true. If Luke's the father, then Obi-Wan Kenobi's son, how could he be the father? Well, no, it's not Obi-Wan Kenobi's son, it's his daughter. His daughter is the mother, and Luke got with Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter. They had a child named Rey. So this one is, I just don't hear people talking that, hey, what if both theories are true? And to me, this doesn't shrink the world. It actually makes the world, because people have relatives. And in people who are saying, oh, if she's related to Luke or if she's related to Obi-Wan Kenobi, it shrinks the world. No, we have Finn, who most likely is not related to anybody. And we also have Poe Dameron, who we know who he's related to, which I'm not going to say in this video if you don't want to know, but that has to do with some of the expanded stuff that exists. Go check it out. His parents are noted. We've met both of his parents in some material elsewhere. So that doesn't shrink the world when you have other characters who are not related to any of the older characters, but then we can have this one character, or two, we have Kylo Ren, but we can have this one character here that is related to somebody because this is the Skywalker legacy, and I do think it's going to continue, and I think Rey is going to be the one continuing it, unless they do the concept of reversal, where Rey becomes a dark side user and Kylo Ren becomes a light side user, and they have to fight off. That could theoretically happen, but don't necessarily say that. And so I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi one being her grandfather, or the daughter of Obi-Wan, or the daughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi being her mother, I think that is an interesting theory, and I want to hear more people talk about that. Now, the final thing I'm going to be bringing up is not necessarily a theory, but what I think is true. Now, this doesn't actually say who the mother is. This doesn't tell me anything about the mother. Finally, I'm going to talk about what I do think it actually is. So, at the very end of the movie, if you look at the scene with Luke Skywalker, you see a grave. Um, Chris Brown somebody who's got a YouTube channel, but he owns a comic book store near me, actually was the first one who bring this up to me. The Chris Brown. You can find him on social networks and things like the Chris Brown. He was the one who actually brought this up to me. And there are no gravestones while walking. And so this is weird if that gravestone is just there for no reason. And I think that's Luke's significant other, and I think that's Rey's mother. I think that's why they showed it. I do think it's significant, and that's my actual theory. I think her mother is dead, and I think it's possible that it could be Mara Jade. I think it's possible that it could be Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter, but I don't know exactly who it is. But I do think that she is dead. I think she died in the attack. I think that either Kylo Ren or Snoke killed her, and I think that's partially why Luke went into exile. It makes sense to me. It all adds up to me personally. To me, it's the one that to me makes the most sense. That her mother is dead, and that's fine. We're gonna learn about her mother in other materials. We might even get to see her mother in one of the other films coming up. We don't know if she is dead. So even if this is true and she is dead, that doesn't mean we're never going to meet her mother. It just means we're not going to meet her mother in real time. So that's what I personally think. That's what I subscribe to. So yeah, tell me what you subscribe to. This was Goku for the Sub 1. Please leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. YouTube.